Imagine standing on the side of an American street on a summer afternoon in 1970. A two-door Plymouth Fury glides by. Its body is long like a rocket, with sleek curves reflecting the sun, and the deep rumble of a V8 echoing powerfully in the air. This wasn't just a car, it was a statement of difference. The 1969 to 1973 Fury was once a symbol of an era when cars were not just for transportation. They expressed style, personality, and ambition. And yet, strangely, few people today even remember it. While names like the Dodge Charger or Chevy Impala live on in popular memory, the Fury has quietly faded into obscurity. Why did a car that was so beautiful, powerful, and practical fall into oblivion? This video will take you back to that golden era. You'll explore the radical design, engine muscle, and the underrated value of the Plymouth Fury. By the mid-1960s, the Plymouth Fury had started to lose its identity. Once a bold and sporty model in the late 1950s, the Fury had grown increasingly conservative. From 1961 to 1968, it featured boxy styling that looked bland and was hard to distinguish from full-size cars made by Chevrolet or Ford. Although sales remained steady, the Fury no longer stirred emotions. Meanwhile, competitors were gaining momentum. The Chevrolet Impala became a cultural icon. The Ford Galaxy kept evolving. Without real change, the Fury risked being left behind, both in sales and in public image. Chrysler Corporation, Plymouth's parent company, understood that clearly. They didn't settle for small updates, they aimed for a complete transformation. The Fury was chosen to lead that change. Everything was reimagined from the ground up. When Plymouth introduced the 1969 Fury, it was instantly clear that this wasn't just another facelift. It was a complete design overhaul, centered around a bold new concept called fuselage styling. Borrowed from aviation, the term referred to airplane bodies, and the Fury looked like a four-wheeled aircraft gliding down the street. The body was rounded, eliminating the boxy, rigid lines of previous models. Sheet metal panels were sculpted into smooth, continuous curves from front to back. The doors were taller than usual, while the side windows were lower and smaller, giving the impression that the cabin was set deep within the body. From the side, the car looked like one seamless form in motion. What made the fuselage design stand out was that it wasn't flashy for the sake of attention. It offered aerodynamic benefits while also giving the car a refined, upscale presence. The Fury no longer looked like anything from GM or Ford. It had its own identity and was instantly recognizable from a distance. Two-door versions were even more dramatic. The sweeping sidelines emphasized the car's length, while the thick, sloping C-pillar made the car appear to be surging forward, even at a standstill. The long hood, short rear deck, and wide taillights added to the sporty feel. While the exterior of the Fury was bold and futuristic, the interior was where drivers truly experienced its blend of refinement and practicality. Upon opening the door, the cabin felt surprisingly spacious, with large, plush seats that resembled living room sofas. Depending on the trim level, the Fury came with either full bench seats or sporty individual bucket seats, upholstered in cloth or vinyl. Higher trims like the Fury 3 and Sport Fury added chrome accents, a sleek center dash, and deeply recessed gauge clusters. The large two-spoke steering wheel and well-placed controls made driving intuitive. The rear seat area was exceptionally roomy, easily accommodating 3 full-sized adults. High headroom, a flat floor, and generous legroom made the Fury one of the most comfortable full-size cars of its era. Standard features were impressive for the time, including a heater, AM/FM radio, air conditioning, and manual or power windows. These seemingly simple touches contributed to a pleasant experience behind the wheel or as a passenger. Interestingly, although the fuselage design resulted in smaller side windows, the low seating position and wide windshield still provided good visibility. And from that very seat, you could clearly feel the one thing that defined this car's true character. It was the engine under the hood. The Fury came with a variety of engine options, from fuel-efficient 6-cylinders to powerful V8s. Among them, the 318, 360, and 383 cubic-inch versions delivered enough strength to move the large body with ease. But for those who chased serious speed, the 440 cubic-inch V8 was the engine of choice. With the right setup, the 440 offered strong acceleration without compromising long-distance comfort. The GT variant featured dual exhausts, a performance rear axle ratio, and upgraded suspension. Police-spec Fury models gained a fearsome reputation, capable of catching up to speeders at nearly 150 miles per hour. Even with its large engines, the Fury never felt heavy or sluggish. Chrysler's 3-speed torque-flight automatic transmission shifted smoothly and responded quickly, keeping the car composed and ready for any road. But to harness it effectively, the chassis becomes the deciding factor. And this is where Plymouth gave the Fury a major advantage with its modern unibody construction. While many competitors still relied on traditional body-on-frame setups, the Fury was built using a unibody design, where the frame and body were integrated into a single, unified structure. This improved torsional rigidity and reduced overall weight. As a result, the car responded more precisely in turns, with less body roll and a more composed feel at higher speeds. Drivers could feel a direct connection between the steering wheel, the road, and the vehicle itself, rather than the floaty sensation common in larger, body-on-frame cars. The unibody setup also helped with sound insulation and vibration control. Even on uneven pavement, the cabin stayed impressively quiet and composed. That mattered a great deal for a full-size car used in such a wide range of driving conditions, from city traffic to highway cruising. Design-wise, the unibody platform enabled the seamless curves of the fuselage body. Without it, such fluid styling would have been difficult to achieve with traditional body construction. Good handling, stable performance, and distinctive looks, the Fury brought them all together with rare balance. But when it came time to use the car day in and day out, what truly mattered was how all of that translated into real-world practicality. The first thing drivers noticed was how stable and quiet it felt. On the highway, the Fury remained composed, never twitchy or strained when passing. In the city, light steering at low speeds made parking and maneuvering far easier than its size might suggest. With an overall length nearing 220 inches, one might expect the Fury to be cumbersome. But thanks to a surprisingly tight turning radius and a well-balanced chassis, it handled more nimbly than anticipated. The suspension was soft without being sloppy, keeping the ride smooth even over rough surfaces or older bridges. Inside, the generous space made a real difference for families. The deep trunk could swallow luggage for a week-long trip, while the rear seat easily accommodated 3 adults for long rides without discomfort. Kids had room to play, adults could relax, and the driver still had space to operate undisturbed. Another plus was durability. The Fury was built tough, easy to maintain, and parts were widely available at the time. This made it a favorite among service fleets, police departments, and many middle-class families. To reach an even wider audience, Plymouth needed a trim structure that was clear and effective. The Fury lineup was divided into several tiers, ranging from basic to upscale. Fury I was geared toward practical users, where core value came from reliability and durability. Fury 2 stepped up the experience with improved interiors and basic conveniences. Fury 3 was the most popular, balancing features, styling, and price. Above these was the Sport Fury, aimed at those who wanted elegance with a bit of flair. From sharp gauges and individual seats to bold chrome accents, everything leaned into a more dynamic character. Most notably, the Sport Fury GT was the performance centerpiece. It took the Fury beyond practicality and into the realm of power and prestige. In terms of body styles, the lineup included 4-door sedans, 2-door hardtops, convertibles, and 3-row wagons. No matter the configuration, the fuselage design remained consistent, bringing visual cohesion across the board. That diversity not only made the Fury suitable for various lifestyles, but also opened the door to unique versions like the Sport Fury GT and the police-specific variant. These two represented a bold step beyond being just a practical full-size car. The Sport Fury GT was the performance-oriented model, aimed at drivers seeking spirited driving without sacrificing the size and presence of a full-size sedan. Equipped with a powerful 440 cubic inch V8 engine, dual exhaust system, and a sporty rear axle ratio, the GT was not only fast but also aggressive. Its distinctive grille, prominent GT badging, and sporty interior touches such as bucket seats and a 3-spoke steering wheel gave it a clear identity. At a time when muscle cars were being stifled by emissions regulations, the Sport Fury GT stood out as a compelling option for those craving speed, space, and style. Next came the Police Fury, specifically built for law enforcement. This version was based on a reinforced chassis with upgraded suspension, offering multiple powerful engine options to meet the demands of high-speed pursuit and heavy-duty patrol work. Features like performance gauges, enhanced cooling systems, front disc brakes, and larger wheels made it clear this was no ordinary Fury. With its affordable price, impressive performance, and solid durability, the Police Fury quickly became a favorite among police departments in various states. Though they served different purposes, both variants helped cement the Fury's reputation for adaptability and innovation. And as new generations rolled out, the question remained, could the Fury retain that same allure? In 1970, the Fury received modest updates to the front fascia. The quad headlights were sharpened, and a new optional grille design gave the car a more modern appearance. Inside, customers appreciated new faux wood trim and a 3-spoke steering wheel. That same year, the Sport Fury GT was introduced as a clear signal that Plymouth had not abandoned its performance ambitions. By 1971, the rear design was updated with more angular taillights and a thicker rear bumper to meet new safety standards. The cabin also saw minor refinements, including more seat color and material options. Plymouth further expanded its police equipment packages, leading to a growing presence of Police Furies patrolling American streets. The 1972 models simplified the front-end design with a less intricate grille and revised headlights. Despite these visual changes, performance remained strong, thanks to the still powerful lineup of V8 engines. However, as emissions regulations tightened, the engines began to see a gradual drop in output. In 1973, a larger and heavier front bumper was added to comply with new federal crash requirements. Although this affected the overall aesthetics, it reflected Plymouth's quick adaptability. But while the design and engineering kept evolving, the market was no longer as predictable as before. After the peak in 1969, the Fury began entering a period of ups and downs, though it still maintained a certain presence in the full-size segment. In 1970 and 1971, the Fury remained Plymouth's flagship model, especially thanks to fleet orders from police departments and public service agencies. However, retail sales began to show signs of stagnation. Private customers were turning towards smaller, more fuel-efficient vehicles, while rivals like the Ford LTD and Chevrolet Impala continuously pushed stronger design updates. By 1972 to 1973, Fury's market share continued to shrink. This was not only due to rising fuel prices, but also because the overall trend favored compact, economical, and more city-friendly cars. Even though Plymouth worked to maintain competitiveness by expanding trim and variant options, these strategies only retained a portion of its loyal customer base. Today, the 1969 to 1973 Plymouth Fury rarely appears at major auctions like its more iconic contemporaries. It may not be a muscle car legend like the Charger, Chevelle, or GTO, but that doesn't mean the Fury lacks appeal. In fact, its former ubiquity and wide range of variants have given it a unique value among collectors. The Sport Fury GT remains the most sought-after version, thanks to its powerful performance and limited production. While it hasn't reached the status of a high-end collectible, it's an attractive and more accessible choice for vintage American car enthusiasts compared to its segment rivals. One also cannot overlook the Police Fury and wagon variants, which have found favor among filmmakers and restoration hobbyists. Images of siren-blaring, two-tone painted Fury sedans are etched into the minds of audiences through countless action scenes, car chases, and cop dramas of the 1970s. Although Stephen King's Christine was based on a 1958 Fury, the film helped rekindle public memory of the model line. For many older Americans, the Fury is part of their personal history. A full-size car that was spacious, powerful, and once ever-present on the nation's roads. While it may not command top dollar in the collector market, the Plymouth Fury carries a kind of value that money cannot measure, the memory of a bygone era. The Plymouth Fury may not be the most legendary icon of America's golden automotive era, but that is exactly what makes it stand out. It represents a transitional time, moving from the optimism of the 1960s into the challenges of the oil crisis and regulatory changes. Today, every surviving Fury carries a piece of American memory. It does not need to be a rare model or a high-performance version. Just spotting a two-tone wagon or a bold GT coupe can instantly bring back memories of a time when cars were more than just transportation. They were a way of life. If you have ever seen a Fury in person, taken it for a drive, or simply recognized it in a movie scene, feel free to share your story in the comments. And make sure to subscribe to our channel. We bring you the untold stories of forgotten vehicles that still live on in the hearts of many.